The Cuomo political dynasty comes crashing down amid sexual assault allegations.
And New York's 56th governor resigning and trying to clear his name.
I take full responsibility for my actions. In my mind, I've never crossed the line with anyone. But I didn't realize the extent to which the line has been redrawn. There are generational and cultural shifts that I just didn't fully appreciate. And I should have. No excuses.
Governor Cuomo's fall from grace was fast, it was furious. So what does this mean for his legacy and the future of New York State?
Political strategist Basil Smikle, the former executive director of the state of the Democratic Party, joins us this morning to give us an insight into what is happening in Albany right now. Boy, it's busy there. Basil, thanks again for joining us. Seems like we talk to you about every week these days.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So you were on the phone with one of your producers, our producers, I should say, as the governor was about to speak yesterday, and you were not expecting this resignation. A lot of people weren't expecting it. So what was your reaction when you heard him say that he was stepping down?
Well, you know, it's interesting. I wasn't really expecting it because of the way his personal attorney, just minutes before he took the stage, sort of did a person-by-person refutation of the allegations. So she seemed to be digging her heels in deeper. We expected the governor, because we always hear that he's a fighter, would have done the same. And then he resigned. But you know, when we were talking earlier in the week, I said that he would probably resign before he got pushed out.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, on Monday, just hours after we spoke, you saw the State Assembly Judiciary Committee and the Speaker said, we're not making any deals. We're going to be full force in this investigation. And I think he realized he just didn't have the votes. He didn't have any more friends and allies to lean on.
Yeah, anyone who was anyone really came out and said he should resign, right? You just referenced Carl Heastie, so I want to play some of that sound about that deal that may have been happening behind closed doors and then get your reaction. Okay, well, we don't have it. So obviously you alluded to it, right? Carl Heastie basically saying, I'm not negotiating any deals. But let me get to what the governor said yesterday, Basil, because this was interesting. He said, I'm a New Yorker, I'm a fighter, and my instinct is to fight through controversy because I truly believe it's politically motivated. But both parties here wanted a resignation. This wasn't a one-party witch hunt going after someone. It was both parties. What do you see that politically motivated being?
Yeah, I'm not, I don't think I really understand that. And for a few reasons. Number one, if you remember a couple of years ago when Eric Schneiderman resigned because of sexual abuse, and he had a full-throated, full-throttle push to have Tish James become the next attorney general. The same attorney general he asked to do an investigation when these allegations first came about. And now you turn around and say, well, it was politically motivated by her and her staff. Those two things can't really coexist. I mean, even if you could say that they're politically motivated, that doesn't mean that the allegations are incorrect. And so that's one thing. And then on the other side, I mean, we have a majority Democratic Assembly, majority Democrat Senate. This isn't Republicans ganging up on him. These are people of his own party that felt that there's a bridge, that this is a bridge too far. Like, we were willing to ride with you for, in the spirit of due process. You in some ways had that, at least politically, not criminally, but politically, you've had your due process, and we've made a decision. You got to go. And Carl Heastie said yesterday, the assembly has no confidence in his leadership, and that is a damning statement.
Yep.
Well, Basil, as we watched that play out yesterday, a lot of people felt like the governor was trying to have it both ways, right? And a lot of people also felt like he was trying to turn himself into the victim in the sense of trying to control his exit, but also saying, it's politically motivated. There's no way I can win here. I am the victim, right? Even though he didn't come out and say it, that's what he alluded to. Does that fan the flames, if you will, for this impeachment trial?
What's interesting is he said, and you played the clip, he said the line has moved it's a generational shift
Right.
that I wasn't aware of. It's like, look, man, you actually wrote new harassment rules. You changed laws to accommodate the new understanding, if you will, about how this line has moved.
Yeah.
So you can't really go back and say that you didn't know. And I think what, to your question, the assembly feels that between these allegations, between the book deal and where that money came from and how he spent it, and the nursing home deaths during the pandemic, there's just a lot there that they need to investigate. This, and you've heard this said repeatedly, this isn't just about the sexual assault allegations.
Yeah.
This is about a full accountability. So his resignation is the beginning of his accountability, not the end of it.
We're almost out of time here, so just quickly on this topic here of Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul. She takes over in 14 days, right? There's a lot of chatter on social media about what Lieutenant Governor Hochul knew about any of this, about nursing homes, about a book deal, about sexual harassment. But there's also reports that she hasn't spoken to the governor since February. So what do you know?
Yeah. Well, listen, the lieutenant governor historically has not really been part of the governor's circle in most administrations. That's especially true here. Those questions are absolutely valid, and she will have to answer that in time. But, there's a re-elect next year, and she'll have to run in June. So she'll have to answer those questions leading up to that primary. And B, she actually does have a platform going into that. She's going to negotiate a budget starting in January. She has a state of the state in January. And so she's going to have some time sort of mending fences and really getting her name out there across the state, where she's better known upstate than she is downstate.
She may even address it today. She's going to be speaking at 2 p.m., which of course we will carry live.
Right.
Basil, thank you so much for joining us.
Good to see you, Basil.
You got it. Good to see you.